So what we're gonna do is we're gonna reseal this driver's side light. It keeps getting moisture in it. It looks like somebody else has already redone it, but basically pull this plastic cover off. It's just a series of quick connect clips that go around the outside. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you can't pull that off, you probably don't need to be doing the job, so I don't need to instruct you on how to remove that plastic. There is a 10 mil bolt here, or is it an 8 mil? 8 mil bolt here, here, and here, and then there's one tab that slips up underneath this right here. Push it down, the whole light pops out, and then you undo this connector. There's normally water in this connector, so you can see here water coming out of it. I've got the light over here, and I'm starting to disassemble it right now. I took all the rubber around the outside off. I'm going to go through this light and reseal everything, recondition the seal and stuff. And I'm going to use a heat gun, and you can see somebody's already resealed this. I'm going to go around it, heat it up, break this outer lens apart, and then basically go back and reseal it. Then I'm going to take these back panels and stuff off and look in here and see what we're dealing with. Decided to pull the panels first, and if you can see, there's so much moisture inside here already. You just look and see all the water that's been building up inside that light. Let's go ahead and pull this one now. Again, lots of moisture in there as well. I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to try to reheat this and see if I can get it kind of real nice and hot all the way around, reseal, and then go from there, because it looks like whoever sealed it up before, they did a really good job. They didn't do a bad job, so maybe that is not where it's coming from. Okay, watch your ears. I'm gonna start blowing in here. So I'm just going through and blowing out everywhere that I can possibly blow out, pulling the lights out, pulling everything out that I can get out of the way. And I'm going to do one more line of reseal on top of what's already here, because I heated it up so much that it kind of melted back together. I got the outside of this thing extremely hot, cleaned it up a little bit, but I'm going to clean it up a little bit more before I actually put another coat of reseal on it. We'll see how this turns out, but I've got a thin layer of yellow stringy weather stripping all the way around this light after cleaning it. It's a yellow super weather strip and gasket adhesive from 3M.
Do you think it's mine too?
Okay, so I'm running a real light weather stripping bead around the outside of the casing as well after I cleaned it out. So I'm just going to take some extra precautions here. Okay, there it is, all the way around, nice thin bead. Same thing on this one, real light strip of weather sealant all the way around, just in case I have to take this back out. It's, you know, it's not a pain in the butt to strip it back off with some alcohol, rubbing alcohol or brake clean, and reseal it again. So now let's install it back on the car. I forgot to mention that I also sealed the main connector for the housing. Just letting it flash right now before I install it. I put the top weather strip piece back on, and I put just a little bit of that yellow around the side, and then clipped it back in on the bottom. So it'll stay there now. It's got multiple fasten points here. So we should be all right. We'll go ahead and reinstall this back on the vehicle now after we put this last little bottom piece on. Same thing here. I ran a strip of that underneath this piece here, and it's just starting to get tacky and set up. But Now your bottom piece is on as well. Once it's installed on the, see, that's already fighting me coming up. Once it's installed on the car, that'll help hold everything down anyway, so it's not that big a deal. Let's put it on. Well, it's in, and I just put some pieces of foam underneath it right here because it started to sag a little bit until that bottom strip dries, but it turned out really good. I like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and buff the outside lens and stuff now. That everything's back together and be done with it.